Over 60? Avoid these 5 foods that damage your kidneys. Once you cross 60, your kidneys become quieter but more sensitive. They work hard, yet react faster to what you eat. The foods that felt harmless in your 30s can now quietly overwork your filtration system. The truth is, aging kidneys lose some of their ability to process toxins, salts, and excess minerals. And when you add the wrong foods, that gentle decline can turn into damage. So, today, we'll uncover 5 foods you should avoid, not because they're trendy to quit, but because science shows they directly burden aging kidneys. And don't worry, I'll also explain why they're harmful and what safer alternatives you can enjoy instead. Let's begin this important journey toward protecting your kidneys and preserving your health for the years ahead. Let's begin with one of the most damaging foods for aging kidneys: processed meats. A daily staple for many, yet one of the quietest destroyers of kidney health. Processed meats like sausages, hot dogs, bacon, and deli slices may look harmless, but they're heavily loaded with sodium, preservatives, and phosphates that your kidneys struggle to handle as you age. When you consume these foods regularly, you're not just eating meat, you're taking in layers of chemicals that were added to enhance flavor, preserve color, and extend shelf life. These additives may keep food fresh longer, but inside your body, they accelerate kidney strain and inflammation. Sodium is the first major problem. Processed meats are among the highest sources of hidden salt in the modern diet. Just 2 slices of cured meat can contain over half of your daily sodium limit. For aging kidneys, that's an enormous burden. Excess salt increases water retention, thickens the blood, and forces your kidneys to work harder to remove the surplus. Over time, this leads to rising blood pressure, the #1 cause of kidney decline in older adults. The second major issue is phosphorus additives. While phosphorus is a natural mineral found in many foods, the type used in processed meat is synthetic and highly absorbable. Up to 90% is immediately taken into your bloodstream. This overwhelms your kidneys, which are responsible for balancing phosphorus and calcium. When the kidneys can't filter it out properly, phosphorus builds up, drawing calcium from your bones and blood vessels. The result? Weakened bones, stiff arteries, and greater strain on your filtration system. Then there's the problem of nitrates and nitrites, chemical preservatives that give processed meat its pink color and smoky flavor. Once inside your body, these compounds can form harmful molecules called nitrosamines, which are linked to tissue inflammation and oxidative stress. In older adults, where antioxidant defenses are naturally lower, this stress directly damages the nephrons, the microscopic filters that clean your blood every second. Each small exposure adds up silently over time, creating a slow, invisible decline in kidney function. Processed meats are also heavy in saturated fat, which affects your kidneys indirectly. High levels of saturated fat raise cholesterol and contribute to vascular stiffness, reducing blood flow to your kidneys. Less blood means less oxygen, and over time, this leads to cell fatigue and fibrosis, a form of scarring that makes kidney tissue less efficient. This connection between cholesterol, heart health, and kidney decline is one of the most overlooked aspects of aging nutrition. Beyond the physical strain, processed meats also interfere with your body's natural acid-base balance. They create an acidic environment due to their high protein and chemical load. For someone over 60, when metabolic buffering becomes weaker, this chronic acidity forces the kidneys to work harder to neutralize excess acids. That extra workload can gradually lower GFR and push your kidneys toward more advanced stages of damage. What makes processed meats particularly dangerous is that their harm is cumulative. It builds up slowly, often without symptoms. You might not feel pain, bloating, or fatigue immediately, but the internal effects continue. For older adults, whose recovery mechanisms are slower, every salty slice or preserved sausage adds another layer of stress. By the time lab results show higher creatinine or lower GFR, much of the damage has already been in progress for years. The good news is that removal brings relief. Studies show that cutting out processed meats can quickly lower blood pressure, reduce swelling, and ease kidney inflammation within weeks. When you replace them with fresh, natural proteins like fish, skinless chicken, eggs, or lentils, your filtration system begins to recover. The difference isn't just in numbers. You'll notice better energy, clearer skin, and lighter digestion. The kidneys respond quickly when the burden is lifted. Flavor doesn't have to come from chemicals. You can create rich, satisfying meals by seasoning fresh ingredients with herbs like rosemary, cumin, garlic, or black pepper. These natural spices not only add depth, but also contain antioxidants that help your kidneys repair cellular damage. When your meals shift from processed to pure, your body begins to function in a calmer, more balanced rhythm, and your kidneys feel at peace too. So the next time you see smoked ham or cold cuts on your plate, pause for a moment and think of your kidneys. Those thin slices may look harmless, but each one adds pressure to an organ that's already worked tirelessly for decades. Replacing them with fresh, natural foods is one of the simplest and most powerful ways to protect your kidneys after 60. Your body has carried you far. Now it's time to carry it gently in return. If this video helped you understand which foods might be silently harming your kidneys, type 1 in the comments, because awareness is the first step toward recovery. And if you've already removed any of these foods from your meals, share your experience below. Your story might inspire someone else to protect their kidneys too. Now, let's talk about 2 foods that seem comforting but can quietly harm your kidneys: canned soups and instant noodles. The quick fixes that carry a heavy price for your health. These foods are often considered convenient, especially for seniors who prefer something light and easy to prepare. But what looks like a simple bowl of soup or a pack of noodles actually contains a cocktail of ingredients your kidneys find difficult to process. Underneath that warm aroma hides one of the biggest threats to kidney health: excess sodium. It's the single most damaging element for aging kidneys, and canned or packaged foods are filled with it. A single serving of instant noodles or canned soup can contain between 1,200 to 2,000 milligrams of sodium, almost your entire daily limit in just one meal. For kidneys that are already filtering more slowly with age, this salt overload means more water retention, higher blood pressure, and reduced ability to eliminate waste. Over time, the kidney's tiny blood vessels stiffen under the pressure, making it harder to maintain healthy filtration. Sodium isn't the only problem. These convenience foods are also full of artificial flavor enhancers, such as monosodium glutamate (MSG), and various preservatives designed to keep them shelf-stable. While these chemicals add flavor and increase shelf life, they place an extra metabolic burden on the kidneys. The filtration units, or nephrons, have to work longer and harder to clear these substances from your blood, leading to inflammation and cellular fatigue over time. The combination of low water intake and high sodium load creates a dangerous imbalance in older adults. Because thirst sensitivity decreases with age, many seniors drink less water than they need. When this dehydration combines with salty processed food, it forms the perfect environment for kidney stress, fluid retention, and even stone formation. This is why so many older adults experience swelling in the feet or around the eyes. It's the body's way of showing that sodium has overstayed its welcome. Canned soups also contain phosphate additives, which give them thickness and flavor. These synthetic phosphates are absorbed almost completely into the bloodstream, unlike natural phosphorus found in whole foods. For someone over 60, where filtration already slows, this leads to a buildup that disrupts calcium balance. The result can be weaker bones, higher risk of vascular calcification, and additional kidney strain, a triple effect that silently progresses with every easy meal. Instant noodles come with another layer of concern: refined flour and unhealthy fats. The noodles are pre-fried to shorten cooking time, which means you're consuming oxidized oils that inflame blood vessels. The flavor packets often contain trans fats and refined sugars, which trigger insulin resistance and inflammation, to major enemies of kidney health. Over time, these factors worsen blood pressure and blood sugar control, both key drivers of kidney decline in older adults. One of the most misleading aspects of these foods is how they appear light. People assume that because they're small meals, they're safe. But their nutrient profile tells a different story: high sodium, low fiber, minimal protein, and almost no antioxidants. They provide quick satisfaction but zero nourishment. And for kidneys, that's like running a marathon without water, constant effort with no reward. The good news is that replacing them is simple. A homemade vegetable soup with bottle gourd, carrots, cabbage, and a pinch of herbs like parsley or coriander can offer the same warmth without the sodium overload. These natural ingredients provide hydration, vitamins, and fiber, everything your kidneys need to recover and perform smoothly. Fresh soups help you feel full, energized, and lighter, while also lowering your blood pressure naturally. For those who crave noodles, healthier alternatives exist. Choose whole grain or millet-based noodles, and make your own seasoning with olive oil, garlic, and vegetables. Skip the seasoning packets. They're the real source of chemical load. When you season naturally, you replace synthetic flavor with real nourishment, and your kidneys immediately feel the difference. Each time you choose to make a simple homemade meal over a processed one, you're not just eating better, you're giving your kidneys a small gift of rest. And when you repeat that choice consistently, the results build up. Blood pressure stabilizes, swelling decreases, and energy returns. That's how real healing works, not overnight, but through steady, conscious care that gives your body space to recover. So, the next time you reach for a can or instant packet, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, is this food feeding my body, or just filling my stomach? For aging kidneys, that choice can mean the difference between decline and renewal. When you replace convenience with consciousness, your kidneys reward you with clarity, strength, and longevity. Now, let's uncover one of the most underestimated dangers for aging kidneys. Dark-colored soft drinks, a beverage millions enjoy daily, yet one that quietly weakens your filtration system with every sip. These drinks may feel refreshing and energizing at first, but beneath the fizz lies a combination of sugar, caffeine, and phosphoric acid that your kidneys can no longer process efficiently after 60. Over the years, kidney function naturally declines, and when these chemical-heavy beverages are consumed regularly, they accelerate that process dramatically. Each can might seem harmless, but the damage compounds quietly, day by day. The biggest issue with these drinks is their excessive sugar content. A single can of cola can contain 9 to 10 teaspoons of sugar, an amount your kidneys struggle to balance as insulin sensitivity decreases with age. High sugar leads to inflammation, increased fat deposition, and vascular damage. Over time, the small arteries that feed your kidneys narrow, reducing oxygen and nutrient flow. This combination of sugar and reduced circulation speeds up kidney aging faster than almost any other beverage. Another hidden ingredient is phosphoric acid, used to give these drinks their tangy flavor and dark color. While it enhances taste, it severely burdens your kidneys. As phosphorus builds up in your blood, your kidneys are forced to work harder to remove it. For older adults, whose filtration is already slower, this can lead to calcium loss from bones, blood vessel stiffness, and chronic fatigue. This imbalance between phosphorus and calcium is one of the main contributors to kidney calcification and long-term decline. Caffeine adds another layer of stress. Dark sodas often contain moderate to high amounts of caffeine, which acts as a mild diuretic, increasing urine output and dehydrating your system. For aging individuals, dehydration is a serious risk, as the thirst response weakens with time. Dehydration thickens the blood, raises toxin concentration, and pushes your kidneys to work harder. This constant cycle of dehydration and overwork leads to chronic exhaustion of the nephrons, your kidneys' microscopic filters. Then comes the problem of artificial colorants and preservatives, especially the caramel coloring that gives colas their dark shade. These chemicals are metabolized by the liver and excreted by the kidneys, meaning your filtration system has to handle both metabolic waste and synthetic compounds at once. Studies suggest that frequent consumption of caramel coloring may contribute to oxidative stress and inflammation, two root causes of declining GFR. In older adults, another hidden danger is the acidic nature of these drinks. Their pH levels are far below neutral, making them highly acidic. When you drink them often, your body has to neutralize that acid, and the kidneys are the organs responsible for maintaining this balance. Over time, This extra effort to buffer acidity leads to mineral loss, muscle weakness, and slower toxin elimination. This is why people who drink sodas regularly often experience fatigue and joint stiffness, symptoms of chronic acid overload. The sugar-caffeine combination in these drinks also disrupts blood sugar and pressure regulation. Sugar spikes lead to insulin resistance, while caffeine causes temporary blood pressure elevation. For someone over 60, these repeated fluctuations weaken kidney blood vessels and accelerate microdamage to filtration units. The result is a steady rise in creatinine and a drop in GFR. Even when other habits seem normal, it's not about one drink. It's about accumulation over time. Some people switch to diet or zero-sugar sodas, believing they're safer. Unfortunately, official sweeteners like aspartame or sucralose come with their own set of risks. These synthetic compounds alter gut bacteria and can trigger inflammatory reactions, which indirectly harm kidney function. Studies have shown that regular consumption of artificially sweetened drinks still correlates with reduced kidney performance in older adults, a reminder that there are no shortcuts to real hydration. Replacing these drinks with natural alternatives is one of the easiest ways to protect your kidneys. Freshly infused water with mint, cucumber, or lemon provides real hydration and antioxidants without chemicals. Herbal teas like hibiscus, parsley, or barley water cleanse your system naturally. Coconut water, when used in moderation, restores electrolytes gently without spiking blood sugar. These choices hydrate, detoxify, and cool your body, exactly what aging kidneys need. When you let go of soft drinks, your body starts thanking you in subtle but powerful ways. Better digestion, lighter energy, clearer skin, and improved focus. Within a few weeks, your blood pressure begins to normalize, your energy levels stabilize, and your kidneys regain a sense of balance. The difference isn't just internal. You can feel it in your vitality, sleep, and overall calm. So, the next time you crave that fizzy sweetness, pause for a moment and think about your kidneys, the quiet filters working non-stop to keep you alive. They don't need soda. They need water, nourishment, and rest. Choosing natural hydration over artificial stimulation is one of the simplest, yet most powerful acts of self-care after 60. One choice, one glass at a time, can truly change the future of your kidney health. Now, let's look at a food that many people consider healthy, yet it quietly harms aging kidneys. Cheese and processed cheese spreads. Comfort foods that come with the heavy chemical load your kidneys can't ignore. Cheese is often praised for its calcium and protein, but as we age, the very nutrients that once helped us can start to harm us if consumed in excess. Processed cheese, in particular, is not real dairy. It's a blend of milk solids, salt, emulsifiers, and preservatives. These additives extend shelf life and enhance flavor, but inside your body, they act as stimulants that disrupt mineral balance and overwork your kidneys. The first major concern is sodium. Most cheeses, especially processed varieties, are packed with salt, sometimes more than 400 milligrams per slice. For aging kidneys, this creates a cycle of fluid retention, swelling, and elevated blood pressure. High sodium draws water into your bloodstream, increasing volume and pressure. Your kidneys then have to push harder to maintain equilibrium, which gradually weakens the delicate glomeruli, the small filters that clean your blood. Another hidden ingredient in processed cheese is phosphate additives. These are added to give cheese its smooth texture and melt in the mouthfeel. While natural phosphorus from whole foods is slowly absorbed, synthetic phosphate additives are absorbed almost entirely, flooding your bloodstream. For older adults, this causes phosphorus buildup, pulling calcium out of the bones and depositing it in blood vessels. The result is a painful trade-off: weaker bones and stiffer arteries, both of which increase kidney stress. Processed cheese is also rich in saturated fats, which affect your kidneys indirectly by damaging your cardiovascular system. Thickened blood and blocked arteries restrict the flow of oxygen and nutrients to your kidneys. Over time, this reduced circulation contributes to fibrosis, the gradual scarring of kidney tissue. What begins as a simple snack can quietly evolve into a long-term health burden. In addition to fat and salt, Processed cheese contains preservatives and emulsifying agents such as sodium citrate and potassium phosphate. These compounds alter the pH balance of your body and can irritate the digestive system, leading to acidity and bloating. The kidneys then work harder to correct this chemical imbalance. For someone over 60, this constant internal adjustment creates unnecessary stress on organs already slowing with age. People often assume that cheese is safe because it's natural, but most commercial cheese products today are far from pure. They are designed for taste, not wellness. The creamy texture and salty flavor mask the fact that these foods lack the fiber, antioxidants, and hydration your kidneys need to stay healthy. Each bite may satisfy your tongue, but silently pushes your filtration system toward overload. If you love cheese, the solution isn't complete avoidance, but smart moderation. Opt for small amounts of fresh, unsalted cheese like ricotta or paneer instead of processed slices or spreads. These versions contain less sodium and no synthetic additives. Combining them with vegetables or whole grain bread helps balance digestion and reduces acid buildup. Remember, your kidneys thrive in an alkaline environment. Balancing your meals helps maintain that harmony. Calcium from natural foods like leafy greens, sesame seeds, or almonds in limited amounts is safer than relying on processed dairy. These sources deliver minerals along with fiber and antioxidants, helping your kidneys flush excess waste without stress. When you choose whole foods over processed versions, you reduce the toxin load while keeping essential nutrients intact. Removing or reducing processed cheese from your diet can bring noticeable benefits. Within weeks, you may experience lighter digestion, more stable blood pressure, and less bloating or swelling. The kidneys respond quickly when sodium and chemical intake drop, allowing them to function more efficiently. Even small changes like replacing cheese spreads with hummus or avocado can dramatically improve how your body feels. So the next time you reach for that creamy slice or spread, pause for a moment. Ask yourself whether it's feeding your health or your habit. After 60, every meal is a message to your body, and your kidneys hear it loud and clear. Choosing simplicity over convenience is how you protect the filters of life. A little awareness today can preserve decades of vitality tomorrow. Let's finish with one of the most deceptive comfort foods that quietly harms your kidneys: pickles and fermented vegetables. Those flavorful sides that hide dangerous amounts of salt and acids behind their tangy taste. Pickles have been a part of traditional meals for centuries, celebrated for their taste and preservation power. But what many people over 60 don't realize is that the same salt and vinegar used to keep them fresh can create a storm inside the body. As you age, your kidneys lose some of their ability to handle sodium efficiently. That means every spoonful of pickle adds more strain to your filtration system, especially when eaten daily or alongside already salty meals. A single tablespoon of pickle or fermented vegetable can contain between 300 to 500 milligrams of sodium, and most people rarely stop at 1 spoon. This constant sodium load pulls water into your bloodstream, increasing blood volume and pressure. For aging kidneys, that's like running an engine at full speed without rest. The glomeruli, your kidneys' delicate filters, begin to wear down faster, losing their elasticity and precision. Beyond salt, the acids and preservatives used in commercial pickling also add to the damage. Vinegar and synthetic acids create an acidic environment in your bloodstream, which your kidneys must work harder to neutralize. The more acidic your diet, the more pressure your kidneys face. Over time, this can lead to metabolic acidosis, a condition that accelerates kidney decline and weakens bones, especially in older adults. Many commercial brands also use artificial colors, stabilizers, and oil-based preservatives to extend shelf life. These synthetic compounds may not show immediate harm, but they gradually increase inflammation and toxin buildup. The kidneys, already busy filtering metabolic waste, now have to process these extra chemicals too. This overwork contributes to a slow and steady loss of kidney function. Fermented vegetables, though slightly healthier, carry similar risks when consumed in excess. While they contain probiotics, they're often stored in brine that's saturated with salt. These probiotics can support digestion, but do little to counteract the sodium load. For someone with already declining filtration, the salt effect far outweighs the potential benefits. Homemade, low-salt fermentation is a different story, but most store-bought products aren't made that way. Another factor that makes pickles risky for those over 60 is water retention. The excess sodium holds onto fluids, causing puffiness in the face, swollen ankles, and bloating. These are early signs of kidney overload. When this continues unchecked, it can lead to elevated blood pressure and eventually higher creatinine levels. What starts as a flavorful habit becomes a hidden health tax on your kidneys. The problem compounds when pickles are paired with high carbohydrate or high protein meals. Sodium amplifies the stress of other foods that already create more waste. For example, a simple meal of rice and pickle may feel comforting, but the lack of fiber and high salt make it one of the hardest combinations for your kidneys to process efficiently after 60. The solution lies in balance, not complete avoidance, but mindful moderation. If you love that tangy flavor, there are safer ways to enjoy it. Use fresh lemon juice, apple cider vinegar, or crushed herbs to add zest to your meals instead of pickled sides. You can even make your own low-salt pickle at home with ingredients like cucumber, cabbage, or beetroot, using minimal salt and more herbs for flavor. These small adjustments allow you to keep the taste you enjoy while protecting your kidney function. When you reduce or remove commercial pickles, the benefits are quick and visible. Within weeks, swelling starts to decrease, blood pressure stabilizes, and digestion improves. You may even notice clearer skin and lighter energy, signs that your body is retaining less fluid and flushing waste more efficiently. Your kidneys, given a break from salt overload, begin to regain their natural rhythm. So, the next time you reach for that jar of pickle or fermented relish, take a moment to think of your kidneys, the quiet organs that have supported you for decades. They don't ask for much, only for gentleness and balance. Choosing fresh herbs over stored salts isn't about giving up flavor, it's about giving your body the peace it's been asking for all along. Your kidneys will feel that choice in every breath of relief. As we've seen today, foods like processed meats, canned soups, dark-colored soft drinks, cheese spreads, and pickles may look harmless, but can quietly exhaust your kidneys over time, especially after 60. These foods burden your filtration system with excess sodium, phosphates, preservatives, and chemicals that the body can no longer process as efficiently with age. Each salty slice, fizzy drink, or spoonful of pickle may taste comforting, but inside, it's adding unnecessary pressure to organs that have already served you faithfully for decades. The solution isn't extreme restriction, it's awareness and balance. By replacing these processed and high-sodium foods with fresh vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and natural seasonings, you can lighten the load on your kidneys and give them the rest they deserve. Even small changes like making homemade soups instead of opening a can or choosing herbs over salt can make a powerful difference. When you simplify your plate, your kidneys regain strength, your blood pressure stabilizes, and your energy begins to rise naturally. Remember, your kidneys have supported you through every stage of life. Now it's your turn to support them. Nourish them with clean food, gentle hydration, and calm living. And if this video gave you clarity or inspiration, type healing in the comments to show your commitment to kidney wellness. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Kidney Health, where we turn awareness into healing, one mindful choice, one balanced meal, and one healthy life at a time.